So now that we have this in place, how do we set up cross-domain reports to do an analysis on how things are performing? So the first thing is you're going to want to head to the GA4 reporting interface. On the left panel, you go to the reports section. Click on any report you want to review. In this case, we're looking at the acquisition report, the user acquisition report. You're going to want to click on the plus sign next to session default channel group, and you're going to search for host name to see where they are visiting between these different URLs. So I'm going to pull this up directly within our account because we will see this for the subdomain under Google Analytics 4 for analyticsmates.com. So under acquisition, we go to traffic acquisition session. When we select plus, we're going to type in host name. This will take a moment to load. Here are the URLs that are leading to some of the top traffic sources today. So we are mapping from www, Tridot, and also Calendly. Calendly is appearing at the top here today because that is where we're getting a large amount of our conversion. So we are tracking some of the Calendly page visits as well because they're leaving to a third-party site. So if we want to get more cute with this and do more substantial analysis, the thing that you need to be most aware of is the host name. That is the dimension that we would want to include in our Explore reports. So we're looking for the dimension of these different domains. So if we head under the exploration report section, you can click blank to start a new report. You're going to add dimensions such as the session default channel group, but also we're going to add in host name to see the total users and views. In this example, what we worked on, I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Instead of using that as a separate dimension, we set this as a filter. So we're going to filter by users that have a host name of analyticsmates.com, and you can do this versus try.analyticsmates.com so we can see how much traffic. So basically we're creating a filter that can segment those folks by these different sources. Same is true here. Critical thing is host name is the dimension that you're going to want to use for any of these filters and segments that you build out. So in this scenario, when we create a filter for analyticsmates.com, we could see any of our reports in terms of how much traffic is coming in this acquisition report from these different sources that are attributed to visiting only this domain. So a couple of recommendations here on getting those cross-domain tracking pieces in place. You want to make sure that you document your setup. You want to make sure that you can compare the individual properties versus your master property because you want to see how that compares for a roll-up. You also want to make sure that you regularly audit your cross-domain setup. So regularly track, I would say weekly or monthly. You want to see how try.analyticsmates.com individually, how much traffic is that getting? www.analyticsmates.com individual, how much traffic is that getting? And when we combine them, is there overlap? You know, how does it add up? How does it compare? A couple tools that we highly recommend. Check out the API reference documentation, also the Google Analytics debugger, which I referenced, and the Chrome Dev Tools. Go through all these links. They should help you with your setup.